What is up, guys? It is the Sports Sir Brad Walker, and welcome to the Sunshine State Sports Jabber on this Monday evening. Hopefully, as we get wow, guys, I cannot believe how fast the year's going by. We are just 4 days away from Christmas, and we are um, 11 days away from New Year's. Wow, that's something else to say the least. But hopefully, everyone out there is enjoying their holiday, whatever holidays. Happy holidays from the Sports Cert and from NGSE Sports and from the Sunshine State Sports Jabber. Happy holidays, everyone out there. Again, guys, this is the Sunshine State Sports Jabber, part of NGSE Sports. Remember the website, it's ngsesports.com for all your current sports content. The Sunshine State Sports Jabber, guys, is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app. Pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? All right, guys, I have a show for you this evening. This, again, guys, if you did not see on Facebook, will be my last show for the 2020 calendar year. I will not be doing a show next week with the New Year week, with New Year's week. I have some stuff I got to take care of on Monday night next week, so I won't have will not be on here next week. But guys, I do have a YouTube channel. It is the Sports Sir Bradley Walker. Head over there. All of the episodes, if you do not see it here live, will be in its entirety on my YouTube channel. Head over there. Please like and comment. I mean, I don't get a lot of likes on the videos, but if you do go over there and watch it on YouTube, hit the like button for me and subscribe. That would be awesome too as well over there as well. But like I said, guys, welcome inside the Sunshine State. Like I said, I have a longer show this evening because I have a few additive things that I put in here. We'll be talking about the Outback Bowl, which will be coming up, and the Boca Raton Bowl, which will be featuring the UCF Knights. Is when I get to college football, I'll talk about both of those this evening. But let me go ahead, guys, and get into it. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have re-signed forward Lucky Muscana, if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. He's on a new 2-year contract through the 2022 USFL championship season. He appeared in 53 games, notching 10 goals and 6 assists this year. He was a fan favorite, says Rowdy's head coach Neil Collins. So he will be back this year. That has got to be good. It seems like to me that everything is thank you to Tampa Bay Rowdies for another opportunity to continue doing what I love. And I'm looking forward to playing again soon. So again, guys, it looks like to me from what I've been reading over the past couple weeks that there have been some re-signs and stuff like that for the Rowdies, and that's a good thing because that means most of the team that would have been playing in the USFL Championship had it not been for COVID. Well, most of that team will be back next year, which means they can make another run at that title next season. And that will be great to see them try to, that they got back there. They got there this year, and then they will get back there next year, this year coming up. That will be damn awesome to see that this year coming up. So that will be pretty freaking cool. Okay, guys, so that's all the Rowdies news I have. Again, I will continue to cover them, guys, all of next year. The season will start sooner or later, and then I'll start previewing and reviewing games for them. But I try to keep the inactive sports first, and then I get into the active ones. So obviously basketball, football, and college basketball, and some college football will be going on. That's why I end the show with those. But baseball and hockey is on the verge of starting next month. We've already heard of that. Baseball has not come to any agreement yet. So I'm going to jump into baseball yet. And I'll start, guys, with the Miami Marlins. Here are their projected minor league roster for that. At the rookie level, they have the pitchers will be as follows: Dax Fulton, Brady Encarnacion, Michael Leon, Arroyo Perez, Mario Dublé, and Delvis Gray. Position players will be catcher Admiras Kusama, first baseman Zachary Owens, second baseman Ian Lewis, third baseman Christian Rodriguez, shortstop Jose Salas, left fielder Juanel Polino, center fielder Ashton Easley, right fielder DeWall Burgos, and the DH will be Junior Sanchez. Again, that was for them. That's the rookie level, and then of course um, their single A ball club is the Jupiter Hammerheads, and they are as follows. The pitchers are Evan Frater, Louis Palcos, Chris Maka, Matt Given, Kyle Hurt, Dakota Bennett. Position players are catcher Dustin Skelton, first baseman Sean Reynolds, second baseman Dalby Rosario, third baseman Nick Reddy, shortstop Nazim Nunez, left field J.D. Orr, center fielder Victor Mesa Jr., right field Jorge Cabrillo, DH will be Lorenzo Hamilton. Another one of their A ball would be the Belliot Snappers. Their rotation is Kyle Nichols, Zachary McCabe, Alberto Guerrero, Jake Elder, George Soriano, Jake Walters. Position players would be Will Banfield, Edwin Edwards, Christopher Torres, Bubba Hollins, Oresh Johnson, Peyton Burdick, Connor Scott, Cameron Misner, and Griffin Conine are there. The Double-A Pensacola Blue Wahoos. The rotation there, guys, is Max Mayer, Jordan Holloway, Will Stewart, Josh Roberson, Remy Reed, and Brady Puckett are the pitchers there. The position players, again, they're same order: Nick Fortes, Lorenzo Lozano, Riley Mahan, Marcus Chu, Josh Devers, Thomas Jones, Victor Mesa, and JJ Belday, and then their DH is AR Encarnacion, and then of course their AAA affiliate is the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and their rotation there. Now these guys you might see coming up: Edward Cabrera, Braxton Garrett, Nick Nerdert, Daniel Castino, Jorge Guzman, and Cody Poteet. Their position players are Brian Alberto, Leon Diaz, Eddie Alvarez, Joe Duhan, Jazz Chisholm, Ryan Miller, Monte Harrison, Jesus Sanchez, and Bryson Brigman are there. So those are the Marlins guys. Those are the Marlins players that are down in the minors. All their minor league guys. They're two A teams, they're one AA, and then they're one AAA team. It would be great to see guys at the A level get up to the major league level. It's hard. That's very, very hard to do that. You can work your butt off and move your way up through the years and get into AA and get into AAA ball and hope that you can make your way up to the major. So it's definitely a possibility, but it's very, very difficult. So, also, guys, to spread a little holiday cheer, the Miami Marlins distributed toys in Liberty City. They handed out about 120 children's through car window, or 121 holiday gifts to 121 children through car windows on Thursday at Gwen Cherry Park. Again, that is awesome. That once again, we know this year, guys, is going to be a little tough on a lot of people, with finances and stuff. If anyone out there, you can donate, to MetroMed, any food bank, any toy drive, anything like that, guys. If you have it out there, I know it's hard to ask, with what's going on with COVID and everything else, but if you have it out there, get out there and just donate. It will make a kid happy. It'll get a meal for somebody this holiday season, and that's one thing that, some of us forget, not all of us, but some of us forget that this is supposed to be, a holiday of giving back, to people who are less fortunate and stuff like that. So, make sure you can donate toys, donate food wherever you can, or donate money. I mean, I give to the Salvation Army when I go see the buckets at Walmart and Publix. I put a buck in every time I see them. So, that's my donation to help out a lot of people. And I know it doesn't go very far, but every little bit helps. So if you can get out there and donate, go for it. Absolutely. That's an awesome thing. So, guys, we'll move on to the Tampa Bay Rays. And guess what? A former Mets and Cardinals pitcher has signed a 1-year, $3 million deal with the Rays, and that would be pitcher Michael Wacha. He threw 34 innings across 7 starts and 1 relief appearance last year for the Mets, posting a 6.62 ERA and a 5.25 FIP. Again, the Rays did lose Charlie Morton to the Braves. They had to replace somebody in the rotation, so they got Wacha at a $3 million contract for 1 year. If he could pitch anything like he pitched with the Cardinals, the Rays struck lightning in a bottle. He will, of course, join Blake Snell and Tyra Glasnow unless they trade Blake Snell. There is still rumors that that is going to happen, but I have a funny feeling with everything that's going on right now. It's going to take a lot to get Blake Snell out of here. They're going to have to pretty much sweeten the deal to get Blake out of here for the Rays, and they're going to need to have someone ready to go. It's not going to be prospects. Eric Neander, who's the GM of the Rays, will not take that. He's going to want ready players plus prospects, so expect a lot out of him moving forward. Here we go, guys, with predictions of where people are going to be next season for the Rays. So here's how we have it right here. There's a thing here. Starters will be Snell, Glasnow, Yarborough, Wacha, Fleming, and Honeywell. I believe Yarborough had surgery, guys, so I don't know if that'll lessen his chances. Catching will be Zunino and Odom. At first base, it'll be Choi and Diaz. At second base, it'll be Lowe and Franco. At shortstop, it will be Adames and Franco. And at third, it'll be Window and Franco, and Diaz will be there. The DHs are Austin Meadows, Shisugo, and, of course, Diaz as well. The outfield is Margot, Meadows, and Lowe in right. Kiermaier, Margot in center. And then Arozarena will be in left field. Relievers are Castillo, Anderson, Fairbanks, Thompson, Alvarado, Curtis Reed, and Sheriff are all the relief pitchers this year. So that will be that. Again, we'll have to wait and see if any other trades go down. But as of right now, that is what the projected lineup will be of where the position players will be. Snell will be the ace of the staff. Glasnow, followed by Yarborough, Wacha, and Fleming, and Honeywell will be the sixth man in there. So there we go with that. So that's what they're predicting, guys, on that. I don't know how far that will go. That basically is similar to the same team as it was a year ago. Very, very similar, on those terms. There's a lot of the players coming back, of course. When you lose Charlie Morton, that's a big loss. You've lost you lost a catcher as well. So yeah, it's coming down to they have to replace those guys. But then again, with ownership trying to lower the payroll, and I'm not going to go into what I called ownership last week on this show. If you want to go back and listen to it, go to my YouTube channel, watch it, or if you're on Facebook, go back to last week's show. You'll find out how I feel about ownership. I'm not repeating that again on here, but how ownership likes to cut payroll and stuff like that. So, yeah, you'll see why you should be upset as a Rays. And not only with payroll, what else is going on? But there is good news now, guys. That's it for my MLB. I'll move on, guys, to the National Hockey League. We got good news starting in January. January 13th is a 56-game season starting. And here's how it's going to look, guys. This is how the teams are going to break down. The North Division is the Flames, Oilers, Canadiens, Senators, Leafs, Canucks, and Jets. So basically that's a Canadian division. They're not crossing the borders because of COVID. The U.S.-Canadian border is closed. So they cannot cross there. We cannot cross there. The East will be the Bruins, Sabres, Devils, Islanders, Rangers, Flyers, Penguins, and Capitals. The Central will be the Hurricanes, Blackhawks, Jackets, Stars, Red Wings, Panthers, Predators, and the Lightning. So that will be the division that we will play. They're only playing division opponents. We're not leaving the division. You're only playing your division opponents. So that means for the Lightning and the Panthers, that'll be the Preds, Red Wings, Stars, Blue Jackets, Blackhawks, and Hurricanes. So that is something right there. Then the West, guys, is basically the West teams. The Ducks, the Coyotes, the Avalanche, Kings, Wild, Sharks, Blues, and, of course, the Golden Knights. So here are the winners and losers of the rivalry, and I was looking down here. One of the winners, guys, of this realignment is the Lightning. The defending Stanley Cup champions no longer have the Bruins in their division. Of the teams in their season division, only the Stars got within 10 points of the Lightning's 92 points last year. And as you know, the Lightning beat the Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games to bring the cup back home for a second time in franchise history. So, the Panthers, guys, it all comes down to, how are they going to, what are they going to do? Here's how they look, guys. This is what is going on for them. Of course, Coach Joe Quenneville will be returning for his second year. They have realigned the divisions. So, again, will there be allowed fans at the BB&T Center? Yes, there will be on a limited basis. It looks like the Panthers have not officially announced whether they will have fans in the 20,000 seats at the BB&T Center. So as of right now, they have not decided, guys. They are in if you don't live in Florida, guys, Sunrise is in South Florida. South Florida has been the epicenter of a lot of COVID issues. I know, in my counties around me, it's been bad here too, but it has been no worse than it has been down there. So again, it will be up to what is going on with the local government down there that will make that decision, whether it is going to be safe or not for fans to attend Panther games at the BB&T Center. Again, like I said, you're not going to be playing out of the division. It's going to be in-division type thing, so they're not going to be leaving the division. They'll be playing the Lightning, so we will see Panthers Lightning at both Amalie Arena and at the BB&T Center. Now, like I said, it depends, too, on if there are fans allowed there. The Panthers will begin their training camp, guys, on January 3rd. So, again, guys, January 1st is next Friday, which means next Sunday – the Panthers begin their play back to getting back. There will be no preseason games this season. So the Panthers will begin their training camp on January 3rd to prepare for the season. Guys, if you think about that, that is a week from this upcoming Sunday. How scary is that? The 27th is this Sunday coming up. That means a week away. They will be playing. That is amazing. In a week, they'll be playing there. They're getting ready for their. I believe that's right. Yeah, this Sunday, guys, is the 27th, and the 3rd would be the following Sunday. So yes, so that is amazing. How in 7 days, a week from this Sunday, the Panthers will be back to playing hockey. That is absolutely amazing. So now the Lightning have said that their season ticket members, fans can attend home games. So obviously that their season ticket holders obviously have first priority, as they would anywhere you want to go. I believe from what I heard, it looks like they will be limited to 3,800 fans inside Amalie Arena. About 2,000 socially distanced Lightning season ticket members were allowed in the arena in September to watch the Stanley Cup final games on a giant video board. Again, let's cross our fingers and hope that maybe by the time that we get into the middle of the season, maybe like March, maybe there'll be a lot more fans in the arena. We can all hope that the vaccine that is out can work. I know I've heard side effects. I've heard people say, I'm not getting one. I'm not getting it. And you know what? Everyone should have the option to want to get it or not get it. That should be up to you. No one should be forced to get it. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. And that's the way it is, guys. If you don't want it, then don't go get it. That's fine. But for the people that need it, go get it. I know, I've had some close friends that have had it. Not that I socialize with or anything, just by talking. But yes, I mean they got it. Her and her parents got it. They're recovering from it. They have not, they're doing very, very well. But I mean, I've been one of the lucky ones who, but I've been following the rules, guys. I wear my mask to the grocery store. I wear my mask to to other stores. I wear my mask inside a restaurant when you're supposed to. You have to follow the rules. You follow the rules. The chances are very, I'm not going to say are not that you're not going to get it, but they can cut it down dramatically if you don't wear a mask. So hopefully, like I said, by the time March rolls around, maybe we can get through that. And again, there's still some deals that have to be made as we still sit. There is no. They still have not re-signed Anthony Cirelli or Eric Chernak. There's going to have some moves that have to be made to get those guys. They did get Sergachev signed on a bridge deal. I think, in all honesty, guys, they did the same thing with Kucherov as well. They gave him a bridge deal, and then 2 years later, they signed him to a big deal. I think that might be where Julien BriseBois and company might be going, is they might be saying we need to get these guys signed under a bridge contract. And again, we can make again, like I read just a few minutes ago, it's going to be an easier path to the playoffs now that we don't have to play Boston. That's a team that's been a thorn in our side for a long time, during the regular season. And now we don't have to play them all season until the playoffs. So if they get to the postseason, we'll see them in the playoffs. But for the most part, it comes down to winning your division. And yes, we have the Blue Jackets, a team that swept us out of the playoffs, but then we took them out this year. Yes, we get to play the Dallas Stars, who we beat in the Stanley Cup Finals. You have the Red Wings, so we have a team that we've had some pretty good success against in the past. Of course, we all know Stevie Yzerman is still working to rebuild that team and bring them back. Nashville's a team that we have not played a lot. So we have some teams that we don't normally see, and we're going to see them now this year. So the schedule has not come out yet, guys. If it comes out in 2 weeks, then I'll have it on here. I'll definitely go through it with you, both the Panthers and the Lightning, to let you know what home games are home and what away games there are. Guys, I am hoping, I just want to make an announcement here. I might be having former Florida quarterback Shane Matthews come on here 2 weeks from now. I've been in talks with him to talk about, of course, the bowl game, the Cotton Bowl between the Gators and Oklahoma. I'm going to talk about that later. But I wanted to bring that up. I haven't quite finalized it yet, but I'm still talking to him, and I'm hoping he'll be on here in 2 weeks. There won't be a show next week, so it'll be January 4th that I have him on. I'm hoping that we can get him on here because that would be pretty damn cool. Again, guys, the Sunshine State Sports Jabber is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for all of the ultimate experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? All right, guys. So as I said, I got to the inactive sports. Of course, hockey will be starting up in January, so I'll be talking about hockey more. That'll move into the live sports, and we'll keep the Rowdies and baseball until that all comes active, and then we'll go ahead and do that. I might, again, then at that point when the NFL season is over, I know it's going to be over here soon for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but the Dolphins and Bucks can make the playoffs. Once they are out of officially out, I will then move the NFL up to the inactive part of it because there's no football going on for those particular teams. But let's talk about the NBA basketball, and let's start with the Toronto Raptors. Again, guys, if you do not know why I'm covering the Toronto Raptors, the Canadian border is closed. As I said, I mentioned that during hockey. The Raptors have moved to Tampa to play at Amalie Arena. So they're playing basketball here. So they're in Florida, and I cover everything I can about, like I said, I'm going to talk about the Outback Bowl, talk about the Boca Raton Bowl as well. And if there are any other bowl games that come up next week, I'll be talking about them. I think a lot of them will be over by the time I get back on the air on the 4th, and we can talk about that. There are no Florida teams in the college football playoff. The Gators, Noles, Hurricanes, Knights, or Bulls did not make the college football playoff. So they will not be there at all. So that won't be talked about on this show. But then on my Walker Report, we had our final show last Thursday. The first show will be January 7th for that show. So that will be a little bit different. We might be talking about the college football playoff on that one on that day. So we'll talk about that later. But the Toronto Raptors, OG Anunoby signed a 4-year, $72 million contract that was issued here. He has become one of the most coveted, restricted free agents in 2021. He has finalized the deal. He is a two-way talent, as elevated as one of the Raptors' young cornerstone pieces, which includes forward Pascal Siakam and guard Fred VanVleet, who are both signed. Toronto has now all three long-term contract Anunoby under full starting role in the season, averaging career best 10.6 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. So he has now rejoined the Raptors, and they were signed. So now, we've all been hearing about James Harden and how he does not want to be in Houston. He showed up to training camp in Houston overweight. If you guys have not seen how James Harden looks, go over to YouTube, go to NBA.com. You can go anywhere and find a picture of him now. So now, we all know yet Giannis re-signed a max deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. And speaking of ArenaEats.app, guys, while I'm on the basketball talk, they're in the Milwaukee Bucks arena. Try them out. Let me know. Again, this is a Florida-based podcast. I had the luxury of having them on here a few weeks ago. They're a lovely staff, guys. There was 5 of them that came on here to talk. It was great to hear what they're going to do, what their plans are. Hopefully, COVID doesn't hold them back in 2021 where they can expand to every state. That's their goal. And they said even overseas, that's what they're trying to do. Basically, what they're trying to do, guys, is they're trying to cut down on your your wait time in line when you're trying to get drinks or food. They're trying to cut that down so that you are able to watch more of the game, more of a concert, or whatever you're at, to get you to stay in your seat and help you enjoy more of the show instead of being standing in line while you're doing that. So with that in mind, guys, now the Raptors are still in line maybe to possibly get James Harden. Here are 3 scenarios in which that could happen. The Raptors would get James Harden. The Rockets would get Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, and their 2021 and 2023 first-round picks. So that's what they would get in that scenario. Scenario 2, the Raptors would get Harden, P.J. Tucker, DeMarcus Cousins. The Rockets would get Pascal Siakam, Freddie VanVleet, and both their first-round picks in 2021 and 2023. Scenario 3, it would be James Harden and Christian Wood that would be coming to the Raptors. Pascal Siakam, Christian Bouchard, Stanley Johnson, and Norman Powell would go back to the Rockets. So again, those are trades that could happen. Again, that's the way it is. It could happen that way, but I don't know. We'll see how that all goes down. The Raptors were a pretty good team. They made it to the postseason a year ago. They were playing in Orlando at the Wildwater Sports Complex in Disney World. So they were there. They were there in the playoffs last year. Now, they have a game on Wednesday, 2 nights from now, against Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. I believe that starts the NBA season. I think the NBA season starts this evening. So, yeah, let's see how that all boils down on how they start their season. Now, the Miami Heat, who were one of those teams that were pursuing James Harden, have now completely stopped. They are not going to worry about it. They are no longer pursuing that, as Miami has Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Kendrick Nunn. Those are their three young studs that they're trying to hold on to and build around them. So, again, Houston is still in trade with the Raptors, Nets, 76ers, and Nuggets to trade Harden, one of those. But the Miami Heat have separated themselves off the list for James Harden. And again, this is a team, guys, that was in the NBA Finals a year ago against the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Heat lost in 6 games to the Lakers, and LeBron won ring number 5. This team basically is going to be the same, except they added this nice young rookie named Precious Uchiwa, who has been outstanding so far. From what I've been reading on the Sun Sentinel and down there, he's been doing very, very well. He's 6'3". It has been so far so good in the preseason. He is one of those guys that is hitting 27.8% of his jump shots. So he is out. It's been outstanding. He has been outstanding this year so far during the preseason, and they start their regular season against the Orlando Magic on Wednesday. So the Magic will play the Heat to start the season. So that's interesting how the two Florida teams are playing each other. And it's interesting because I think both the Magic and the Heat both go to Amalie to play the Raptors. So that's going to be interesting, too, to have all three teams that we cover here on the Sunshine State Sports Jabber to play each other. Speaking of that, both Jonathan Isaac and Marquez Fultz both signed contract extensions. Isaac got an $80 million extension, and Fultz got a $50 million extension today. And now Isaac has been out with an ACL injury, and Fultz has been one of those guys who has, since he's left Philadelphia, has been a change has happened in him. Guys, remember, he struggled to even make a shot. I mean, there were issues where he thought they were talking when he was in Philadelphia that he had lost his mental capability to play the game of basketball. Somehow, some way, he's got his career back here in Orlando. He's done very, very well. They had it very, very well a year ago. So both of those gentlemen have signed extensions with the Orlando Magic. And again, like with every team, the Magic, I think the one goal, as I've mentioned on past jabbers, that the one goal I think that a lot of Magic fans want to see is they don't want them just to be an 8 seed and just get into the playoffs. They want them to be a 6 or 7 seed, to be in there and be not just roll into the playoffs. And, they lost in the first round to the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. They won the first game and then lost the next 4. So they don't want them to be that way. They want the Magic to go on in the playoffs. Communication is going to be one of those things early on. You got Miami coming up. They'll have to play the Heat, the defending Eastern Conference champions. So it's going to come down, guys, to how many of these guys, how they communicate early on. How they communicate early on is going to be exactly how it all comes down. But again, they'll be playing the Miami Heat. So again, guys, in a couple weeks, I'll go back through the games and talk about that. So now we'll go ahead, guys, and move in to the National Football League. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars were sitting pretty good yesterday with 1 win. Well, the New York Jets went out and did something yesterday and won a football game in Week 15. So now the Jaguars and the Jets both have the 1-13 record. The Jets basically were in the driver's seat. Now, here's how it all breaks down, too. The Jaguars will host the 7-7 Bears, and then they're at the Colts, who are 10-4. Now, both games are important, so neither team is likely to rest key starters. The Bears have a resurgent quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky and are still in the NFC playoff. The Colts are fighting with the Tennessee Titans for the AFC South division title, same division that the Jaguars are currently in. So Week 17 sets up a revenge game for quarterback Philip Rivers, who is 7-3 in his career against the Jaguars. So there's how the last two games boiled down. I don't think Jacksonville, to be honest with you, any of my Jaguar fans out there, they don't win either one of those football games. I don't think they have enough. If they're going to win one of them, it'll be against Chicago. They won't beat the Colts. I really don't think that that's going to happen. The Indianapolis Colts, I think, are the dark horse in the AFC this year, and that's just how I look at it. So if the Jaguars go 1-2 in their final, 1-1 in their final games and finish the season 2-14, then that's fine. They better hope that the Jets don't win. They better hope the Jets win both of their games, which is against the Browns and the Patriots. The Jets will not beat the Browns, and the Patriots they went wire to wire with, only to lose by a field goal. There's a chance that both of these teams will finish 2-14. So here's how it will come down. The Jaguars' average draft position is 1.3. Their chances to clinch the number 1 overall pick is 74%. So they are actually now referring to the Jets, who had the first overall pick, out now. It is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars to get the first overall pick, which we all know who that is going to be. Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson will probably be the first overall pick. So the predictions are, after losing to Cleveland and Minnesota by combined 5 points, the Jaguars have been outscored 71-24 in losses to Tennessee and Baltimore in weeks 14 and 15. The Ravens' loss was particularly demoralizing, as you have to start wondering if the players who have fought hard all season are starting to wear down emotionally and mentally. Unless the Jaguars' quarterback play is marked behavior, an 0-2 finish and a 1-15 record is likely. So here's how they predict the Jets. The Jaguars will win one game to finish 2-14, but the Jets will win against the Patriots, missing out on yet another chance to steal Lawrence back from Jacksonville because they own the tiebreaker. Jacksonville owns the tiebreaker. So there it is right there. Former Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback Mark Brunell said that this was absolutely miserable season. This has been the worst performance against the Baltimore Ravens. Just yesterday. But guys, it's been tough sledding all season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It really has been. I think Doug Marrone, he's got 2 more weeks, and I think he's going to get third prize. I think he's going to get fired, and they'll bring in somebody in as a new coach to be one of these, hotshot college coaches, or a coordinator will fit well there. But they have a lot of work to do in Jacksonville, and maybe the first overall pick will be the first step in that solution. Maybe that'll be something that they can look at moving forward. Yeah, definitely moving forward. But there you go with that. We'll have to wait and see if it comes down to who gets the first pick. If it's the Jets or it's the Jaguars. The Jets basically had it locked, and they won yesterday over the Rams in Los Angeles, and now their prediction is that the Jets will win. They'll beat the Patriots. The Jaguars will lose their final 2 games, and then Jacksonville will win over Chicago. But because the Jaguars own the tiebreaker, the Jets would then lose. Unless the Jets lose their final 2 games and finish the season 1-6 or 1-15, and the Jaguars finish 2-14, then there would be something like that. But if they both finish 1-15, the Jaguars own the tiebreaker. So the Jets are SOL in that situation. The Miami Dolphins beat the New England Patriots yesterday, eliminating the Patriots for the first time in 11 years from the playoffs. The Dolphins are looking like they're going to be a playoff team in the AFC. The Patriots, the Dolphins did lose in week 1 to New England. So there's how that goes. Now they will go on the road to play the Raiders, who have struggled as of late. the Dolphins should be able to beat the Raiders coming up. And that's a Saturday game. That's the late game on Saturday, guys, is the Dolphins and the Raiders. There are 3 games this Saturday, the day after Christmas. There's a game on Christmas Day, but there are 3 games after the day after Christmas, and the Dolphins play the night game in Las Vegas against the Raiders. So, again, guys, they did a very, very good job yesterday on defeating the Patriots, getting back after they were defeated in Week 1 by that same team. As of right now, the Dolphins could be as high as 21 in the first round and number 54 in the second round. So right now they're at 21 in the draft. Now remember, guys, this is a team that had a boatload of picks a year ago in the 2020 draft. Of course, they drafted Tua Tagovailoa. He was their first pick. So that's a good thing. The way things are going right now for the Dolphins, Brian Flores has brought this team back. Again, he got rid of all the bad apples that didn't want to play in Miami, kept the guys around that did, and guess what? They're 9-5 right now. They're 9-5 with 2 games left to go. It's going to be interesting, guys. They could really finish the season 11-5. That would be interesting. They have 2 games left. I know they can beat the Raiders. They can finish the season 11-5 this year. And again, they fell short of the AFC East division. That went to the Buffalo Bills after they won last Saturday, I think was their game. So the Bills clinched the AFC East, but the Dolphins are going to be in second place and most likely going to make the postseason, as there are 7 teams from each side coming out this year, not 6. There's 7 this year, so we'll have to wait and see how that all breaks down for the Miami Dolphins. Again, they do have the late game against the Las Vegas Raiders on Saturday nights. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys, I don't know what it is about Tom Brady and the Atlanta Falcons on having the Falcons having a lead and having him come back to beat them. This is the second time that this has happened. They were up 17-0 at the half. The Buccaneers come all the way back to win 31-27 in Atlanta. If you remember, that unforgettable night in the Super Bowl where the Falcons were up 28-3, only to watch the lead slip away as Brady and the Patriots at that time. Brady was playing for New England. He won his 5th ring. That was number 5. He won number 6 against the Rams just 2 years ago. But what I'm saying is he has a epitome of coming back against Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, and it happened again yesterday. 17-0 at the half, guys. It was pretty bad for the Bucs, but somehow, some way, they found a way in the end and came all the way back and bounced back, and they did winning 17-0. Now they, like the Dolphins, sit at 9-5 on the season, and are trying to chase down the Saints, who have lost these past couple games as well. The Saints lost yesterday to Kansas City. So again, coming down now, the Buccaneers have 2 games left, guys. They have a Saturday game at 1 o'clock against the Detroit Lions. I'll be at my friend Julia's house to watch that game. And then they finish the season at home against the same Falcons they just got done beating 31-27. The one thing that I will have to say about the Buccaneers on something is they've got to find a way to get off to faster starts, both offensively and defensively. This is something that has to be taken care of down the stretch. This is something that they cannot do in the playoffs. You can't spot a team 20 points and expect to come back in the playoffs. They've got 2 games left. They need to get off. They need to score some points in the first quarter. That's been something that the Bucs have struggled with, and they've also allowed a lot of points in the first quarter. They've got to get away from that. They've got to get away from that happening. So, as we say, here's a team that could be 10-6, 11-5 by the end of the season. I think they win both games. I think they're going to be motivated to beat Atlanta again at home. The Falcons, of course, will come down here to try to force the Bucs to their 6th loss. The Bucs go on the road to play the Lions, who have not played very well this season. So I don't expect Tampa Bay to struggle. Then again, it might be a lot closer than a lot of people predicted. As they said yesterday, the game was going to be a lot closer than they predicted, and it was. So let's just say that along those lines. All right, guys. So now we'll go ahead and we'll talk about college football and college basketball to end the show. I'm hoping yours truly and part of this network is hoping that we are able to be represented at the Outback Bowl. Guys, I will say this, as a media writer, I was thrilled to death last year to be able to go to the Outback Bowl and watch Minnesota defeat Auburn. I have said to Ralph Garcia, who runs this network, who is a good friend of mine, that was the best media experience I've ever had. The way that we were treated, the way that how everything was picked up, everything was top notch. And I'm hoping to go back again this year. It would be awesome to go back. Mr. Garcia is applying for credentials for me, so I will find out. The last day to get the credentials in is this upcoming Sunday, the 27th. I will hear sometime, obviously, next week if I got them. I'm sure that I will have to go through a COVID questionnaire as I did for every USF game, and I'll have to wait until the day of the game to go through that questionnaire, but that's okay with me. I don't have any issues with that. So we'll go ahead, guys, and talk about the 2021 Outback Bowl on New Year's Day. This year, the Big Ten will be represented by the Indiana Hoosiers, and the SEC will be represented by the Ole Miss Rebels. So this will be this year. That's how it is listed down. So here we are now. Indiana, guys, I think may have gotten a snub in the Big Ten championship. They were 6-1 this season. The only loss coming to Ohio State, who won the Big Ten championship, but the Big Ten made a changed a rule where you had to play 6 games to be eligible. The Buckeyes at the immediate moment only had 5. They changed the rule to put them in, so that's interesting on that as well. So it looks like, guys, that kickoff. Let me see, guys, real quick. I want to see what time we have here. What time kickoff is scheduled for the Outback Bowl coming up this year. Let's see what time they have predicted kickoff to be. It looks like kickoff is scheduled for 12:30 that day. So it'll be at 12:30 kickoff. That's really early. 12:30 kickoff on that day. So that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. So it will be on January 1st, the 12:30 kickoff. The Hoosiers will be playing the Rebels. We'll have to see how that will go. Both teams have had interesting seasons coming into the game, so we'll have to wait and see how it all breaks down. But Indiana and Ole Miss will play on January 1st at 12:30. Usually, guys, usually that game kicks off at 3 o'clock, so that's an early kick for that game on New Year's Day. Wow. Alrighty then. So the Miami Hurricanes, guys, are heading to the Cheez-It Bowl, and they will be facing number 21 Oklahoma State Cowboys. Miami will be playing there. That will happen on Tuesday, December 20th, so that'll be next week at 4:30. It will be 5:30 kickoff on ESPN, as that was 4:30 Central Time, so it's 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So here are 10 things that we will, going into the game, we need to know about the Miami Hurricanes. Dual threat quarterback DeAndre King. We all know about him. Hurricanes defense has allowed nearly 800 yards in their last regular season game. They got absolutely manhandled by North Carolina. Miami's top defensive lineman will not play. A-Rod Harris, still a threat at running back. Hurricanes have 4 receivers at 300-plus yards. Diaz hoping to restore Miami football. I think he's done that this year. He's done some big steps there. They had just had one previous meeting between the two programs, and it was the Hurricanes defeated 40-3 in 1991 was the last time that, which was a winless season for the Cowboys at the time. The Jimmy Johnson Bowl. Jimmy Johnson spent 5 seasons at Oklahoma before coming to Miami. Postseason struggles for Miami. They played 12 bowl games at Oklahoma State. They are 1-9 in bowl games since 2008. Miami's recruits are at a much higher level. So there we go. Those are 10 things we need to know. Here are some things, guys. Speaking of recruiting, here are they did very, very well. The Miami Hurricanes did very, very well in position. They picked up cornerback from St. Thomas Aquinas, Jadon Riveros, Michigan's IMG, Marcus Brown, Pensacola-based DeMarcus, our early signing period. The Hurricanes can make a run at Tavares Dawson as well. So, again, some big names Miami got as well with that going on. So, again, recruiting is what gets you championships, guys. It all comes down to recruiting, and the Miami Hurricanes did a pretty good job at doing that. And, of course, Manny Diaz really has done a very, very, very good job in getting the program back. I mean, not to where it was during, of course, Jimmy Johnson's day. They had a few good seasons in the 90s, but this team is trying to get back. Surely they are doing that. They're pushing to try to get back. Again, they beat their rival in Florida State, so they're ahead of the Seminoles, this year as far as record-wise. And, of course, they're still chasing the Florida Gators as the big three, in the state. We'll go ahead, guys, and jump now to basketball. Freshman Earl Timberlake makes debut and helps lead Miami to a 73-64 win over Jacksonville. So let me go ahead and give you the stats on that game. That game was on the 19th, this past Saturday, just a couple days ago. Here are the stats for the Hurricanes. Their field goal percentage was 38%. They were 23 of 60 overall. 3-point line, they were 30%, 6 for 20. On the free throw line, they were 84%, 21 for 25. That is great on the free throw line. 49 boards, 19 offensive rebounds, 9 assists, 5 blocks, 4 steals, 16 turnovers, and 20 fouls in a 9-point win over Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Dolphins. So the Hurricanes now, guys, their men's team now turns their attention to tomorrow. They don't play again. Till next Tuesday, the 29th, as they play against the Virginia Tech Hokies. So I believe league play begins. It looks like they already played Pittsburgh. So there's a couple of games that they've already played within the conference. But their next game, guys, is scheduled at 6 p.m. on the 29th of December. So let's go ahead, guys, and flip it to the women's basketball, the Lady Hurricanes. And let's see what we got here for them, guys, as we zoom down here real quick. But the Lady Hurricanes have also played football as well. So let's play basketball. Geez, I'm mixing up my sports here. Their last game, guys, was yesterday, and they took a heartbreaking loss to the number 4 overall team in the country, the NC State Wolfpack, who are 8-0 on the season. The Canes are 4-2. 78-47 was your final yesterday on the road. Here is how the Hurricanes played yesterday. 27%, guys. Field goal, they were 17 of 62. From the three-point line, 25%, 8 for 31. Free throws, they were 5 for 13, 38%. They had 29 rebounds, 11 offense, 8 assists, 1 block, 7 steals, 12 turnovers, and 13 fouls in a 20. They lost by 31 points. That was a 31-point beatdown by the Wolfpack. That's disappointing for the Hurricanes, for the Lady Hurricanes, only suffering just their second loss of the season. They will play, guys, on New Year's Eve at 1 o'clock in the afternoon as they are at home against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That is of course, conference game. So they will be at home on New Year's Eve on the 31st. So let's go ahead, guys, and we'll jump now to the Florida State Seminoles. We'll jump back to football talk here real quick. They did very, very well in recruiting as well. It looks like FSU had the 22nd ranked class in this year. So that will be something else moving forward. They're going to have to. I think the number one thing with them guys is simple. They got McKenzie Milton. They got to get an offensive line. They've got to get some wide receivers. They've got to beef up the defense. I think that's the one thing that FSU has to do going into next season. Coach Norvell, again, will have the guys that he wants to get everything set up, next season. Again, this is not the type of season that the Seminoles wanted to have. When you only win 2 games, that's not the season that Coach Norvell had hoped for coming in. Remember, guys, the season started off not so good for him. With he had COVID, he had some issues with communications with players. Then he had wide receivers who did not complain, let the university know that the COVID protocols were not being done the correct way. So he had an uphill climb this year. And you saw what happens when there's off-the-field issues. They lead to on-the-field issues. And now you see why. What happened at FSU when you only win 2 games during the season. Now, their basketball team on the flip side, their men's team won today. In fact, 72-59 over the Gardner-Webb Running Bulls. Let me take a look, guys, and see if they have the stats up. They do. The Noles were 34% field goal percentage. They were 21-61. They were 6 for 33 from the 3-point line, 18%. They were 24 to 32 from the free throw line, 75%. That is great. They had 59 rebounds. 23 of them came offensively. 11 assists, 8 blocks, 6 steals, 16 turnovers, and 20 fouls for FSU in a 13-point win for the Noles. They now will play tomorrow, guys. Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 7 p.m. on the road against the Clemson Tigers. Ladies basketball, guys, also had a final. They won yesterday over the Pitt Panthers, 67-53, 14-point win for them yesterday. They had a 42% from the field goal. They were 24 to 56, 6 for 17, 35% from 3-point line, 13 of 18 from the free throw line, 72%. They had 13 fouls, but they beat Pitt yesterday to improve to 3-1 on the season by 14 points, 67-53. Their next opponent, guys, will be they don't play again till New Year's Eve, and that will be at noon on the road against Virginia Tech. That'll be their next game for the Lady Noles next time. Let's go ahead, guys, and dive back to football real quick as the Florida Gators suffered their 3rd loss of the season on Saturday to the number 1 Alabama Crimson Tide. The Tide won 52-46, and what a lot of people did not expect it to be, but an absolute shootout between the two teams. But guess what, guys? Yours truly did not watch 1 second of it. No, that's right. And I've had people come on here and tell me that I don't care about the Florida Gators because I didn't watch the game. Guys, I didn't want to watch the game. I didn't care to watch the game. It had nothing to do with me not liking the Gators anymore. It's just I didn't want to watch the game. I had other things I needed to take care of, and that's what I did. Now, here's the thing, guys. Now we will play in the Cotton Bowl against the Oklahoma Sooners. Guess who we will not have? Kyle Pitts. He's already gone to the draft. He is not playing in the bowl game. So there's a big target for Kyle Trask to be missing out on. We saw what happened when we didn't have him in the game. Who did we lose to? That's right, LSU. That's right. See what I'm saying? So, and LSU is nowhere even near what Oklahoma is. So, it's going to be interesting to see what we do against the Sooners coming up. That game, again, is on January 1st, I believe, against the Sooners. We'll have to wait and see how that all boils down, guys, because it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. It is what it is, guys. The Gator basketball team took 3 games off, but Mr. Taylor is doing better as the news got better for him. He had a Zoom chat with his team and family. He is responding very well. That is great news for him and the Gators. Their next game is the day before New Year's Eve on the road against the Commodores of Vanderbilt. The Lady Gators, on the other hand, had a final today. They beat the North Florida Ospreys 89-64 in today's game. I don't have any stats, guys, on there. The game doesn't update, so I don't have any stats for them. Their next game, guys, will be on New Year's Eve against the Vanderbilt Commodores at 4 o'clock, so they'll be on the road there. But that is good. The Lady Gators sit at 7-1. Their only loss coming to the Seminoles. So that's their only loss this year so far for the Lady Gators. Well, the UCF Golden Knights will be playing tomorrow in the Boca Raton Bowl. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the bowl game has been sold out. There'll be 6,000 tickets were available. All 6,000 are there. The game will kick off at 7 p.m. tomorrow night against the BYU Cougars. This is UCF's 5th consecutive bowl appearance and 8th bowl appearance in the past 9 seasons because they've only missed a bowl game 1 time since then. That is amazing. Amazing how this team can do. And again, they did a very good job recruiting as well coming up. Their men's basketball team, guys, has a game tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the Cincinnati Bearcats, who USF just beat here recently. But UCF guys will be at home. Let me see, guys, what their last game was. I think they got beat by Michigan. If I'm not, no, they beat Florida State, guys, 86-74 this past Saturday. That's interesting. Did I misread that? I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, UCF won 86-74. I guess I didn't go back and look at the men's Florida State team. So the Knights upset them in Tallahassee. So again, good job there for the Golden Knights. The ladies basketball team, guys, their last game was 2 days ago on Saturday, beating Tulsa 53-42. They will play Memphis on the day before New Year's Eve, 5 p.m. at home for the Lady Golden Knights there. So now, guys, I will end my show as I always do with the USF Bulls and Coach Rick Scott. Excuse me, that's our former governor. Let's not talk about him. Jeff Scott had an absolute outstanding signing period. Here are the kids that he picked up. He picked up tight end Gunnar Greenwald, Australian kicker Andrew Stokes, Auburndale safety Alon Stokes, linebacker Devon Hicks, Fort Myers defensive end Kevon Terrell, offensive tackle Andrew Khalifa, offensive lineman Cole Best, safety Gabe Neely, offensive lineman Drew Cornelius, linebacker C.J. Ross, Jalen Herring, outside tackle, wide receiver Kendry Mully, quarterback Tim McLean, wide receiver Nicholas Shuandi, running back Kwan Powell, and then ATH Daquan Stanley. These are all signees for the USF Bulls. It is absolutely outstanding that these guys have all signed. Now, here's former portal for USF. Will Jones II from Kansas State, Jaron Williams from Miami, quarterback, cornerback Christian Williams, also from the Hurricanes, safety Matthew Hill from Auburn, a wide WDE wide defensive end Jamari Stewart from Mississippi State have all come through the transfer portal for USF. So again, guys, we were talking about how bad the season was for USF. Maybe, just maybe, this is what the Bulls transfer portal, getting recruits, Might be a whole new ball game next season for Jeff Scott and company. Let's hope so. Let's be positive. I think the Bulls are going to come out, as I will be on with Mr. Larry Frank the next 2 Tuesdays for Bullseye, and I'm sure that we will talk about all the picks that were picked up and all the transfers from yesterday. We'll talk about, of course, their basketball as well, as I will get into that real quick before I go. The men's basketball team, they shocked the world over the weekend, guys. They won 74-71 last Wednesday over the Bearcats to open up 1-0 in conference play. They will play the Wichita State Shockers tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tip is at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. That should be great. It will be on ESPN Plus, guys. If you do have the iHeartRadio app, check out Bulls Unlimited. That's probably where the game can be listened to on radio. I don't know if there's any streaming websites that I know of that you can watch the basketball game live. The Lady Bulls also started 1-0 in their conference play. They beat Memphis. They beat the Memphis Tigers over the weekend, guys, 65-58. That was last week as well. They will be playing tomorrow on the road against the Bearcats. Their home opener against Cincinnati was postponed due to, of course, COVID. Houston. They were supposed to open up against Houston. They were unable to do that because of the COVID for the Houston Cougars, so they were unable to make it. But that is going to be it, guys, for my show. I have covered everything that I believe I can. But before I go, guys, this has been the Sunshine State Sports Jabber, part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, guys. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. Remember, my show is sponsored by ArenaEats.app for the ultimate fan experience, your favorite sports venues. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Guys, before I go, I want to say thank you, because this show started off as Tampa Talk. This show started off as just Tampa Bay sports, and I was able to somehow, some way, maneuver myself into talking about all of Florida. This show has been on 3 different networks this year. 3 different networks this year, and it was starting with Mancini Media, then it went to Stables Network. Now it is here back at home at NGSC. I want to thank you guys for dealing with me on Monday nights, sticking by me, for all the people out there that watch the show on Monday night. We had a great finale to our show on Thursday, the Walker Report. But, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure to kind of bring you guys sports news for an hour plus every Monday. I'm hoping, guys, and praying that I can get Shane Matthews on here in 2 weeks, talk about Florida Gator football. I definitely will have some questions about his playing days and what he believes the current status of the Florida Gators program is. And then, of course, how the Gators did against Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But, guys, thank you again for sticking with me. I love all of you guys. Before I go, as I always do, I want to thank the first responders, doctors, and nurses. Thank you, guys. You are the true heroes for the past 9 months of what has been going on with COVID. Hopefully the vaccine is starting to help you guys out in stopping this, because the numbers are starting to go up again, like numbers that we had back in March, back in April, when it was really, really bad. So we got to get these numbers back down, guys, all around the country, not just here in Florida, all around the country. But thank you, guys. You've been the true heroes. Of course, to the men and women of our armed services, both active, retired, and the ones who have left us, thank you for your sacrifice. I wouldn't be able to talk sports 3 days a week if it was not for what you guys have done. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to our great military that we have in this country, our lovely military too, our great military that we have in this country. Also, guys, to our domestic soldiers, the police officers, firefighters, paramedics, thank you for keeping us safe domestically here locally. It has been great. Thank you guys as also. Before I go, guys, I want to throw out happy holidays, happy New Year to you guys as well. Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate out there. If you don't celebrate any holidays, you got the last 2 weeks here in December. Enjoy it before we turn the clock over to 2021. Within a week from now, next Friday will be New Year's. But guys, enjoy your holiday, enjoy your family. Tell them you love them. You don't know how long you got them. Hang around with them. Give what you can give. Go out there, drop some toys off, drop some canned goods off, donate some money if you have it. Not asking everyone. I know it's rough. There's been a lot of people this year that have lost their jobs and stuff. So if you can do what you can do, awesome. If you can't, you can't. No big deal. But again, guys, thank you from NGSC. Thanks from from me personally. Thank you for staying with me all throughout this year as this podcast has changed names, been through 3 different networks, and I am happy to be sitting here and looking forward to a very, very strong 2021 on both my shows, and of course the one tomorrow night that I do with Larry about USF. But guys, with that in mind, thank you. I'm going to check out of here. I'm going to enjoy my Christmas this upcoming Friday, and I'm going to enjoy my New Year. Again, this will be the final show of 2020. What I think I'm going to do next year, guys, I'm going to go ahead and look back at the first show in 2021. Then next year at this time, I'm going to see how far I've come through the year in 2021. But until January 4th, stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Hug your loved ones. You never know how long you're going to have them. But until then, guys, I'll be checking out of here. I love you guys. This has been the Sports Sir Brad Walker. Thank you for joining me on the Sunshine State Sports Jabber, a.k.a. Tampa Talk, earlier this year. Until then, guys, peace.